Why Colombia? It's a question that carries the weight of curiosity, wonder, and perhaps a hint of skepticism. But for those in search of adventure, raw beauty, and a chance to witness the rebirth of a nation, Colombia stands unmatched. With its turbulent past being reshaped into a tale of resilience and revival, the vibrant landscapes, biodiversity, and beautiful cultures beckon travelers to experience adventure beyond the pavement. Dive into its depths, ride its winding roads, and let Colombia's rhythm captivate your spirit. Medellín, a city pulsing with life, color, and chaos. It's here in the heart of the city where our motorcycle journey begins. Two riders, one uncharted path.
Hi, I'm Megan, and I'm going to be spending the next 3 weeks here in South America riding motorcycles through Colombia. I'm going to be doing a big loop starting here in Medellín and riding over to Zapatoca, Barichara, Honda, Manizales, Jardín, and then back to Medellín. I'm very excited because this is the first adventure that I've done since the pandemic, but I'm also feeling really nervous because the roads are going to be very challenging here. There are tons of dirt roads. This is not your typical highway riding, and we are going to be riding through some very difficult terrain, through jungles, volcanoes, mountains, in some pretty remote places. It's just me and my riding and life partner Anish, who's going to share the journey with me, and we are very excited to have picked up two Honda XRE dual sport motorcycles, which are going to be the perfect motorcycles for this trip, I think. They're pretty lightweight, so they should be good enough to handle the tricky terrain, but also punchy enough for the highway sections. And they're also used by the military here in Colombia. So we are just packing up here. We're trying to finalize all the loose ends of our adventure. There's still a lot to think about and a lot of things that we can't plan for up ahead, but we are gonna do our best to face the adventure with the right attitude, and we are super excited to hit the road.
With bikes loaded, Anish and I eagerly embark. The sweltering afternoon heat and Medellín's notorious traffic challenge us as we make our exit. Breaking free from the city's gridlock, I'm relieved to put that part behind me. While traffic and construction are the norm, glimpses of verdant beauty hint at the splendors that lie ahead.
We arrived in Puerto Barrio. And what a ride here. It was so crazy and so hot. You can see I'm sweating like crazy.
It finally cooled down, and we got our first beer and plantains. My first plantain since I arrived in Colombia. I'm a big fan. It's nice to be here. It was a long day, and I'm pretty tired.
Another day unfolds, and the real adventure is about to begin. Confronted by a crash site, we can't help ignore the trip's potential dangers, but the risks are all part of the adventure. It doesn't take long before Colombia's charm wins me over. Even gas stations hum with life, merengue beats filling the air, friendly locals indulging my broken Spanish.
No le gusta el salsa, pero yo me gusta mucho.
Nothing exceptional around here, just standard issue, small town, third world.
I nearly bailed.
She nearly did bail on the gravel. We're gonna work with her on her off-roading skills.
I need to pick them up.
Yeah.
The unpaved tracks ahead evoke a flutter in my gut, knowing that they will challenge me outside of my comfort zone. But for now, I bask in the joys of the canyons and the comfort of the paved twisties. The urban cacophony feels distant. Here, freedom reigns.
So after several hours of riding through traffic and bad construction and cities, we finally arrived at this beautiful place. We're approaching Zapatoca and the views are incredible. They're so beautiful. Take a look.
In case it's not obvious, this is the Colombian flag. Driving into Medellín from the airport, our Uber driver, Sebastian, gave us this flag when he noticed me filming it in his rear-view mirror. This kind gesture really set the tone for the trip and symbolized the world-famous warmth of the Colombian people. If you haven't guessed it by now, Colombia also boasts some of the best twisty roads on the planet. Here, in the canyons, they snake through valleys, painting pictures that every motorcyclist dreams of. I have to resist the urge to stop and take photos everywhere. There's so much to take in. Our leisurely stops and photo breaks came with a price, though. Night approached swiftly, and as it did, the roads morphed into a sandy expanse. My very dread. We are trying to find our night's lodging, but there are no signs and we have no idea where to go. A few wrong turns, and before we know it, we're lost. Anish goes on ahead to try to find a way. Twilight deepens, yet we trudge on, eventually spotting what appears to be our night's shelter. Thank goodness for these dual sport motorcycles, which are the perfect bikes for navigating this tricky stretch.
We're so glad we're on dual sports. Like anything else is gonna be, even something like a CB500 would be a bit of a handful in certain situations.
There's something creepy about this place. Cloaked in utter darkness, it has a haunting jail-like quality. But with no other choice, we mustered the courage to ring the doorbell.